to Tralee Pitch and Putt course for the second round of Damien Fleming, Kieran, Earls and Bryan Delaney. Damien Fleming is 9 under, Kieran Earls is 5 under and Bryan Delaney is 2 under. So they're heading for the second round of hole 1.
From the tee, you are faced with a 42-meter shot between 2 tall ash trees. The green slopes heavily to the left from the center. The easiest hole on the course by index, but players need their wits about them when playing.
Pitch off to pin, and it's one of the biggest greens on the course. The easiest holes on the course by index. Slopes severely to the left, and from front to the center. The right side is the flattest part of this green. Originally the tee box was situated inside the gate, but the small mound at the back of the green is a holdover from then. So 42 metres and they're on their way to the first. Damien Fleming. Oh, sorry, it's Bryan Delaney. Bryan Delaney is teeing off from the first and their second of their 18 holes. Oh, that was a good shot. Kieran Earls up next. Two together. Here comes Damien Fleming from Deer Park in Delaney. And he's a bit to the right of the flag. There's a fair few trophies between these three people here approaching the green. So it's Damien Fleming, or Damo as he's known as, gone for the birdie on the first of the second round. One past. So comes Kieran Earls for his birdie on the first. That's a birdie for Kieran Earls on the first of the second round. And Bryan Delaney now for his birdie chance at the first. He's went past, so for his par. And here comes
playing 51 meters.
Here comes Damien Fleming for his par attempt at the first. And he gets it. So 2 pars and a birdie on the first. Changes the
Playing 51 meters slightly downhill, another hole that looks a lot easier than it is. The green has a lot of hidden slopes, and golf balls will often get an awkward bounce. Putting is very tricky on this hole, with most putts sloping far more than you would expect. The green was rebuilt in the winter of 2023 to lift the left-hand side.
It was green. The green was rebuilt in 2023, and it used to have a severe slope from the left. The 6th hardest hole on the course. So Kieran Earls first to take his tee shot. And it goes down, and he's on the green. Yep. Here comes Bryan Delaney, his shot on the 2nd. Good loft on it. And safely on the green. Damien Fleming for his first at the 2nd hole. And it's on the green, so 3 on the green and the 2nd. At the moment Damien Fleming is 9 under, so he's ahead. Replay of Kieran Earls' shot. So here we are on the green on the 2nd of the 2nd round. First to play Damien. For his birdie attempt on the 2nd. It just goes to the left of it, and this is for his par. So par for Damien Fleming on the 2nd. Bryan Delaney for his birdie attempt. Lining up. And there we go, he gets it. Birdie for Bryan Delaney on the 2nd. Kieran Earls in his birdie attempt. Oh, just unlucky. On the rim and in for a par. So it was.
Playing back up toward the clubhouse, this 49-meter hole can be very challenging. A narrow green leaves little room for error from the tee, and if you're chipping from the back of the green, you'll be very lucky if the ball doesn't roll down the other side. The fall-off located on the front right will take balls with the slightest bit of spin off the front of a green.
And 3 players are on the 3rd. Damien Fleming is minus 9 at the moment, so he's in the lead of this group. Bryan Delaney taking his tee shot. He's 3 under. nicely on the green, 7 feet from the pin. Kieran Earls on his tee shot to the third. Plenty loft in it, and it's about just after rolling off the side of the green. And Damien Fleming, his first shot on the third. He doesn't look too happy. Yeah, and he's rolled off the back. So just one of the 3 players on the green from the tee off. Here we are on the third. Damien Fleming to play first. No, he's changed. So Kieran Earls for birdie. Left himself a 2-footer for par on this. Yeah. Par for Kieran Earls. Here comes Damien for his birdie attempt. And just hit the side of the rim of the hole. And I would say, oh, very, very unlucky. Got some kick and a bounce off the side of the hole. So he's gone off the green to the far side. So he's coming back for his par. And goes past on the right. So now you've Bryan Delaney for a birdie on the third. And he goes past on the right again. And there for a par. It's Damien Fleming for bogey on the third. So Damien Fleming drops a shot on the third.
One of the most scenic holes at Tralee Pitch and Putt. The fourth was once one of the hardest holes on the course. Lined by tall ash trees on either side, this 48-meter pitch is pretty straightforward. The trees are often an obstacle in a player's vision.
That was a replay of Kieran Earls' first shot at the second. And Sean Bryan Delaney's birdie shot on the second. And a very, very unfortunate miss there. Wise for Damien Fleming, both hit the rim of the hole and out. Now we're on the fourth, which is 48 metres, and I think there's a bit of a hold up at the moment. The players have taken a bit of a break. So at the moment it's Damien Fleming 9 under, Kieran Earls 6 under. Now we're on the fourth. Bryan Delaney teeing off, -3. 3 under. Gives it plenty height and gets safely on the green. Yes. Oh. To the green. There's Damien Fleming, who gets on the green as well. So 3 players on the green per shot. Yeah. There's a fair conversation going on between the two guys about the last hole and the missed shots around the rim. So the 3 players are playing for birdies on the fourth. Birdie shots coming up for the 3 players. As you can see, Damien Fleming has dropped a shot in the last one, so he's back to -8. That's Bryan Delaney eyeing up his birdie attempt. Yeah, and a very good birdie there for Bryan Delaney. Bryan Delaney is the winner of last year's Scratch Cup in Tralee, so he's defending his title here today. Now Kieran Earls for birdie. And just rolls past. Just rolls past. So he's playing for a par and gets his par. He's given this fierce hard look. Yes, and he gets his birdie back, so Damien is back to 9 under again on the fourth.
The 40-meter fifth hole is no walk in the park. The small hump before the green can cause a distraction, and the left side of the green is heavily sloped. If the pin is on the left, most players will be glad to finish the hole with a par. If the pin is anywhere else, birdies are much easier to come by.
So we've Damien Fleming on 9 under, Kieran Earls on 6, and Bryan Delaney on 4. So Seems to be a bit of controversy between Cork, Kerry and Limerick at the moment. Damien Fleming has been a member of nearly every Kerry team for the last 25 years and is a winner of numerous county match plays and stroke plays. And according to all the members of Tralee Pitch and Putt, he's one of the nice guys in the sport. Not that everybody isn't nice, but he's exceptionally obliging in anything he's asked to do or anything. So he plays in Rock Lodge in Cork. So he's been 4 times national champion, and he's 3-time winner of the Irish Open Pitch and Putt, including Deer Park in 2011. So there's Kieran Earls replay for his birdie shot. Bryan Delaney first shot on the 5th. He looks very happy with that shot. Yes. Damien Fleming. On his first shot at the 5th. And he got it to stop, so he's another happy camper there. Kieran Earls now. First shot coming up. And he just rolls off the back. Kieran is the current holder of the national match play and national stroke play. He won the national match play in in Offaly on the June bank holiday there. He's also he was also a member of the Irish team that won the Irish Cup at El Vendrell and Catalonia last October. So all these 3 players have fair pedigrees behind them and housefuls of trophies. So Kieran Earls' birdie attempt on the 5th, and it looks like he mishit that one. So replay that, it didn't come up. And his second shot has got on the green about 3 feet from the hole. So here comes Damien Fleming now for a birdie shot on the 5th, which will bring to 10 over, or sorry, 10 under. He'll kill me. And he gets it. Great shot. That was a great shot from Damien Fleming. Read that one fabulously. Brings him to 10 under. Now Bryan Delaney for his birdie shot on the 5th. Bryan is currently on 4 under. Going for his birdie here. Great action shot at the ball and gets it for his birdie. So 2 birdies on the 5th. And Kieran Earls is going for bogey on this bogey, so brings him.
The longest hole on the course at 68 meters. The most important thing here is hitting the ball long and straight. The hump located well before the green, and makes people think the hole is shorter than it is. But a strong hit is required to get near this green.
We see Damien and Kieran Earls shots both just hitting the rim of the hole and moving on. And that was a great shot from Damien Fleming. Damien's now 10 under. Just to hold up while the other players in front move off. So Damien has pulled the stroke back on that, so it brings him to 10 under. Kieran Earls 6 under and Bryan Delaney 5 under. A lot to play for yet. So just a small hold up. There's conversation going on between the 3 boys while we're waiting for the players in front to play on. So the 6th is now clear. Yeah, so it's as we look down onto the tee box of the 6th, you can see the back of the green. If you go over, there is a fair roll off. So it's Bryan Delaney is up first on the 6th, 68 metre shot, and that's taking the players' attention over to the right. But so as Bryan steps up, dresses the ball on the 6th. First shot onto the 6th from Bryan Delaney. I stopped again. Something must be causing him a bit of distraction over on the right. So here he plays it. Yeah. He's down, he's just on the verge of the green on the 6th. So Damien Fleming's first shot on the 6th. Up it goes. He did a good ball up. Oh, that was some shot by Damien. The ball landed outside of more than a foot from the hole and just rolled on. Kieran Earls first shot out on the 6th. Again, he gets fair height into it, and it's just dropped down perfect on the green. So that was Damien Fleming's shot on the 6th, which was a brilliant shot. Seems a bit of slagging going on between the players, which is nothing unusual in pitch and putt. You can see where Damien's fixing his divot there. He was only about a foot from the hole when that hit. It was a great tee shot by Damien Fleming on the 6th. Just repairing the divots where Bryan Delaney's ball fell. Yeah. Damien Fleming is doing a bit of gardening for Tralee Pitch and Putt. Fair play to him. We'll have to look after him later. That's after probably costing Bryan Delaney a fiver, that repair. So here we go, Bryan Delaney for his birdie shot on the 6th. Just lifted about 3 feet short of the hole, so Bryan is marking ball, and Kieran Earls is up for his birdie attempt on the 6th. Oh, he's left it short, just 2 or 3 inches too short, I'd say. Earls gets power in that one, and Damien Fleming steps up for his birdie attempt on the 6th. Oh, and he just missed it. He pulled it to the left of the hole. That's it. Puts it in for a par. He definitely feels he left one after him there.
In many ways, this hole is very similar to the 3rd. This hole is the same distance at 49 meters. And if you go long here, your chip... In many ways, this hole is very similar to the third. This hole is the same distance at 49 meters. And if you go long here, your chip will need to be perfect to save par, as the green slopes severely toward the tee box.
Now we're back on the 7th. Delaney taking his tee shot. And he's gone long on it. He's actually gone to the left on it. So Damien Fleming, he shot his first shot off, and it's on the green about 10 feet from the hole. Now Kieran Earls in his first shot on the 7th, which is a tricky green to stick on. And fair play. Damien and Kieran Earls have landed side by side. Two shots there, both with good birdie chances. Off the side of the green, left side of the green as you look at it, Bryan Delaney for his birdie chip. Oh, it's a good runner, a good runner. Damien Fleming eyeing up his birdie attempt on the 7th. A great shot, Damien. Damien isn't far out the last 2 holes. He's really got it together. Brings him to 11 under. Now Kieran Earls attempt on the birdie from virtually the same place. Very good Kieran. Another a birdie brings him to 7 under, so the guys pick up 2 shots there. And Bryan Delaney for a par, -5.
The second hardest hole on the course. This hole is a 56-meter pitch toward one of the most difficult greens. The deep slopes on the left and right of the green will kick slightly wayward golf balls. A very tough green to pitch with some tricky slopes for putting.
Damien Fleming now 11 under, Kieran Earls 7 under and Bryan Delaney at 5 under. So they're onto the 8th now. Damien Fleming takes his tee shot on the 8th. First shot hits the green but just rolls off to the left. Yeah. So now Kieran Earls for his tee shot. He went more left on that one, and he is on the green, but it's rolled off at the back of it. So Bryan Delaney, chance to get one back here, Bryan. Strikes his tee shot, and he's on the green at the far side, and I must also say that the course is looking fabulous today, thanks to the very, very hard work of the members who put endless hours into of work into it, day and night, you know, and fair play to them. It's showing results today. Just showing a rear run of Damien's birdie there. Very good. Now we're back on the 8. First play here, let's say, will be Damien Fleming to play up for birdie on the 8, which is, as you can see from the shot, if you go beyond it, it's going off that green, so you've got to get the ball to stick. Oh, he just rolled past. Very, very good effort from Damien Fleming. Just rolled past. Marks his ball. And now you have Kieran to try for a birdie. Oh, good attempt. Oh my God. Hit the back of the hole and came back straight at him. That's tough luck. That is just, if it's not your day, it's not your day. Yeah, so he's just tapped in for a par. Should have been a birdie. Now here comes Bryan Delaney for his birdie attempt. Bryan playing at -5 at the moment. So great camera shot. Here we go for his. Oh, he got it. Yeah, Bryan Delaney. That was a great putt for birdie. Very good putt for birdie. Yeah, the pressure was on him, so he's come back one device. He's playing -6 now at the moment. He's one happy man after that birdie, I'd say. And as the boys go on to 9th there.
The second hardest hole on the course. This hole is a 56-meter pitch toward one of the most difficult greens. The deep slopes on the left and right of the green will kick slightly wayward golf balls. A very tough green to pitch with some tricky slopes for putting.
You give me the I was just checking their cards, and there's a bit of slagging going on, I'd say, over the last birdie. Because Kieran was the most unlucky I've ever seen to hit the back of the hole and to come back out. And yeah, I can imagine the banter going on there. So they're on the 9th. Bryan Delaney got a shot back there. He's -6 now. So his tee shot. He gets plenty lift in it. Just didn't make the green. Just short of the green. So now comes Damien Fleming for his tee shot on the 9th. And he gave it a good swing anyway, but he is short as well. Yeah. Kieran Earls tee shot on the 9th. Where rises it? He is just on the back of the green. So he's on the back of the green. He's the only one of the threesome on the green in this one. The toughest shot, and there was Bryan Delaney's birdie, which was a fabulous shot there. Right. So 3 players are on the 9th. Only one is on the green. That's Kieran. Kieran Earls is on the green, and Bryan and Damien are off, so it's Damien playing first. Birdie attempt coming up. Flicks it up, but not enough. Clipped the top of the green, I'd say. Leaves himself about 6 feet short on that one. Coming up now, you've got Bryan for birdie attempt again. He got one on the last hole, so see can he equal again this time. Oh, great attempt, just went to the left of the hole. Just went, so he marked the ball and give Kieran his birdie attempt at this. Hopefully he's luckier than the last time when he hit the back of the hole and bounced back out. Oh, it just rolled past about a half inch to the left of the hole. You just see it just half an inch to the left and tended to roll on. Damien Fleming. His good shot. Damien. Now comes Kieran Earls for his par attempt on the 9th. Yes, and gets it. Bryan Delaney for par. And gets it safely home. Yep.
The second longest hole on the course is also the first hole with a bunker, which sits short of the green, welcoming any underhit pitches. A steep slope on the right side of the green is used by more experienced players to bring the ball into the middle of the green.
So we're back with Damien Fleming on 11 under, Kieran Earls on 5 under, and Bryan Delaney on 6 under. And there's no one making a breakaway or an inroad in this threesome so far. Just keeping it as it is. And we're so lucky with our weather here today, which is brilliant, and no wind, so there's no excuses on wind. The flags are just hanging limp. I've seen very few bunkers come into play today, so people are avoiding the sand traps so far anyway. But as we look down the course, we can definitely see the effect that the drainage had on the drainage job that was done on the course last year has a mega effect after all the bad weather we've had. The fairways are in great shape and the greens are pristine, and the greens committee there that look after the greens, fair play to them. They do a brilliant job. So we're back on the 10th with Bryan Delaney teeing off -6 up to the gate, and that is a brilliant shot by, sorry, that was Damien Fleming. Damien Fleming's shot on the 10th, and that was a fabulous stroke. Now comes Kieran Earls. His first shot on the 10th. It's looking good so far. Yeah, he's just nicely, he's on the end of the green and the ball is stopped. That was a fabulous shot there by Damien Fleming. Pitch left himself with an excellent chance to go picking up another birdie. Damien's looking at a brilliant chance of getting another birdie here. And on this hole, as you can see in the background, there was fierce work done by the course committee, guys, and all the lads who took out trees and got rid of big sand heap that was up there and everything. So great credit due to the course committee, the course management. We watch Kieran Earls' ball roll past and he's in for birdie. Now comes so there must be a bit of a slagging match with other competitors over on the other side. Yeah. Bryan Delaney now taking his shot for birdie on the 10th. It's a long attempt, will be needing a good. Oh, very unlucky, he just rolled past on the right. That's... Kieran Earls' attempt on birdie, the 10th, and he rolls past on the left, so he's going to finish out for par, I'd say. Yes, yeah, and Bryan comes up for his shot for par. Just went to the left, so Bryan has dropped the shot there. And Damien Fleming for a birdie on the 10th. Yeah, safely home for to bring him to 12 under.
A 52-meter downhill pitch to a raised green with a bunker short. The green slopes from the front of the green toward the back, and any balls that land after the halfway point may have trouble stopping. This brings the bunker into play and places an emphasis on accuracy. Now we're on the 11th. Damien Fleming's tee shot has got on the green. Is it going to stop? And it does, which is a great shot because this is a very difficult green to get a ball to stop. And you got to get, if you don't have backspin, you're gone off the back. So Kieran Earls is first on the 11th. There's plenty of height into it anyway, and it's dropping, and that is a brawling one. A hole in one for Kieran Earls. Absolutely brilliant. No wonder he's smiling. Well done, buddy. Well done. We were hoping we'd see one. We've seen one today. And it was Kieran Earls. Fabulous shot. Fabulous shot. And one of the hardest was now comes Bryan Delaney's shot. And I think he's going to have a job following that one. He hopes he will. I hope he will. Bryan Delaney shot up there, and it's off the back probably. Yeah, it's a run off the back. If you look, I said there's some crack between the three guys going down there now. Watch this hole in one again. This was from Kieran Earls. This was a beauty, absolute beauty. Looking at 2, 3, and just rolled on and in. Brilliant shot. Brilliant. Yeah.
one happy man to pick his ball out of the hole, hole in one in the Scratch Cup. Very well done. He's left it short. His second on Bryan Delaney's second shot is for birdie there. He's left it short. He's left himself a lot of work to do. Meanwhile, there's a big smile on Kieran Earls' face from one side to the other. Yeah. Bryan is this for his par on the 11th. A good one, a good par, Bryan Delaney. Now comes Damien Fleming for a birdie shot on the 11th. Hopefully he gets it. Difficult shot coming up here. Yes, very well done, Damien. Brings him to 13 under. That was a
The signature hole at Tralee Pitch and Putt, a two-tier green that severely slopes to the right. The hump at the front can kick shorter pitches in any direction. The hole is a lot easier with the pin on the bottom tier, but putting can still be tricky. This hole can get away from you if you're not careful.
First shot, which was there, it goes all the way to the hole. Yeah. I dream about things like that. The slight hole up in play. The green head clears. I said two very, very happy people after that last hole. But Damien Fleming is now lying 13 under, and Kieran Earls at 8 after that fabulous hole in one, and Bryan Delaney is -5. So if you could ken that smile, you could. Next one is the 12th. Kieran's just waiting for the green to clear. First shot from the 12th, which is uphill shot, and there's a double bank in front of him to get to the green. Yeah. And he has just landed on the green and stuck on the side of the green, so he's not too unhappy with that. Whereas it's down, the hole is down at the bottom, so it makes it a bit difficult of a second shot. Because Damien Fleming's first on the 12th, and he's down there. I'm not sure if he must be near the hole. Can't see it from the camera. But Bryan Delaney's coming up to take his first on the 12th. Bryan got under that one. He got under that one, and he's down there near the hole as well. The harder shot here would be Kieran Earls would possibly have the harder shot in this. There's the hole downhill. So here we go up to the 12th, and you can see the two guys. Damien and Bryan are at the bottom of the hill, but Kieran has got a fairly tricky shot from the top downhill. As if you roll past it, the ball goes away out to the left. He's going to try his pitch and wedge. This is for a birdie again for Kieran. Went down to the right, so he's going to try. He's still left with a difficult shot here now to get his par. The hole is on a more or less side slope. You've got to get the angle. I don't think he's got it. No, so. That's pitch and putt for you. Hole in one at the last hole for Kieran, and a bogey on the 12th. That's the way it goes. It brings you back to earth fairly quickly. So, Damien for a birdie. That's Bryan, yeah, Bryan Delaney. Birdie there. Now, there comes Damien for his birdie on the 12th, and he gets it safely. So two birdies on that.
The only green on the course you can't see from the tee box, meaning pitching to this hole requires a lot of feel. If you don't get up the hill at the front, you'll be left with a very tough second shot. Being on the green is a bonus, but there's plenty of deceiving slopes that make putting difficult.
So it's an interesting score at the moment. It's 14 under for Damien Fleming, Kieran Earls 7 under, and Bryan Delaney 6 under. So Bryan got a shot back there, and Kieran dropped one. So, and the fight is on between the two guys. And the hole they're on now is on the 13th, and he's on the green. That's Damien. Damien's on the green safely up there. There's Bryan Delaney's shot up and he's on the green as well. Out comes Kieran Earls' first shot on the 13th. Looks good, yeah, very good. So three of them are on the green on the 13th. Stay playing that hole one all day. It was fabulous to watch, and to get it on camera is even better. So the three players are on the green here now, so the three of them have a chance of birdies here. And on the 13th, with 5 holes to go, they will be on looking to get the birdies on the cards. So Bryan is coming up for his birdie shot on the 13th. Playing at 600 at the moment. Just rolls off to the right, inch off to the right. He's just going to tap in for his par. Par for Bryan Delaney on the 13th. There's Kieran Earls' birdie chance. And he's just rolled off to the right as well. So, par for Kieran. Here comes Damien Fleming's birdie chance on the 13th. Three of them were there with a great chance that time. This is the last one with the same chance. Damien. And he taps it in for his birdie, which brings to 15 under. Damien Fleming 15 under, which is
another short hole that is a test of a player's pitching ability. A bunker sits short of the green, and a large drop at the back welcomes pitches that were hit a little too hard. The green slopes heavily away from the tee box, so balls will often skip off the green and down the back.
14th is Damien on the tee box. First shot on the 14th, which is a tricky hole to land on, and has it stuck? It has. Well done, Damien. First shot. So he's there with a good chance. Bryan Delaney up next, his first shot on the 14th, and he's got a good loft under that shot, and it's going to roll off the back. Once you start rolling on that green, that's down at the bottom of that hill. Kieran Earls for a shot. And away it goes. He got plenty loft into that ball. And now it's going to go down the hill again. It's just the two together down at the bottom of the hill, the only one on the green. It's Damien Fleming and Kieran and Bryan Delaney are down the hill at the other side of the green, at the other side of the hole. So there. Kieran picks up, so Bryan can play first for his birdie chance. It's about a 5 foot lift up to the green from where he is situated at the moment. I guess the loft. A very good attempt. That was a great attempt from where he was. And then Bryan, that's should be safe. And now comes Kieran Earls to do the same. He got under it again, and no, he's just lucky it stuck. It could have, once it started rolling, it could have come back to the bottom of that hill again. So Kieran Earls for his par, keep his par in this one. He's got a long shot for his par here. Oh, he just pulled it left, just slightly left. So therefore, bogey for Kieran Earls, dropping it back to -6. And here comes Damien with his chance for a birdie on 14th. He just pulled slightly to the left, and this for his par. You could see him willing the ball to keep going straight, but it didn't, so he remains on 15.
A 44-meter uphill pitch to a fairly flat green with two bunkers set up in front of the green. The green slopes heavily at the front and right. This hole plays easiest when the pin is on the back portion of a green.
So we're back on the 15th with Damien Fleming. Pitch up, two bunkers straight in front of the hole, and he gets safely on the green and sticks the ball there. Yep. So it's Damien on the green. Bryan Delaney next with his first shot. Good direction. That was a great shot from Bryan Delaney. Leaves him with a 3-footer for his birdie chance there. Here comes Kieran Earls. There goes, and it's good direction as well from Kieran. He's a bit strong, he's just off the back of the green. The other two players, Bryan Delaney and Damien Fleming, are there with good birdie chances at the moment where they're situated. There's Bernadette and Sylvia walking past the cameras. We saw you girls. So, Kieran Earls for, oh, that is a very good shot from Kieran Earls. A birdie off the end of the green. That is an excellent shot. I was only given two of them chances of birdies in this. I didn't give Kieran, but he shut my mouth. Here Damien Fleming with his chance. Oh, birdie. Oh, it just rolled off. Just rolled off to the right. So Damien winds up with a par. Could have so easily been a birdie there. And here comes Bryan Delaney with his chance of a birdie on this. So there's Bryan's attempt. And it just rolls off to the right. So 2 pars and
the hardest hole on the course. From an elevated tee, the player must pitch the ball 50 meters toward the relatively small green. Short, and the player risks going into the bunker. Long or off to the sides, and the sides of the green will kick the ball off at least a few feet. Easily the toughest green to pitch from the tee box, the hardest hole to birdie.
Sorry, we're back now. There's been a hold up. We're on the 16th. Kieran Earls. His tee shot. And he's just gone off, slightly off the green on the 16th. To the right. Next up, Damien Fleming, who's 15 under. So Damien for his tee shot on the 16th. He's got a direction up there, right? He gets on the green, and is it going to stay just at the verge of the green? Bryan Delaney for his tee shot. Bryan off -6. Got under that nicely. And just kicks. It got a kick, so the three of them are together. The other side of the green. You can see where the three balls have landed. So there'll be interesting pitches up to the hole from here. Three uphill pitches coming in. They're having a crack between themselves anyway. Repairing the divots. Fair play to the men from Delaney. He's doing the honours for the guys. I think he's being paid. So Bryan is the first. Bryan Delaney, first attempt. Birdie attempt on the 16th, chips it up, and as it rolling, it stops about a foot from the hole. Perfect line. So Bryan walks up to tap in for his par. There it is, par for Bryan Delaney on the 16th. Here comes Kieran, his birdie attempt. And he gave it a bit of extra. Oh, and he got it. He hit a perfect pitch and jump, and there it is. So that's a great comeback for Kieran Earls after dropping shots. Now comes Damien Fleming, his birdie attempt. He uses the putter and he gets it. So Damien got a birdie on the 16th. Kieran Earls.
53 meters toward one of the longest greens on the course. 17 is a hole the experienced player will be expecting to birdie more often than not. A single bunker is set up in front of the green, and while more skilled players can easily avoid it, it can be very tough to get out of. A large hill sits on the right side of the green.
The 17th. Damien's taking the shot. That's Kieran Earls playing off -8 on the 17th. Got a nice height in it. It just got a kick off the side of the bunker, and he's is over on the right of the pin. So there's Damien's shot. Damien Fleming's shot. Damien is on the green safely on the 17th. Not a good chance for birdie for Damien. And here comes Bryan Delaney now on the 17 and his tee shot. He gets fair height in it, and that is a great shot from Bryan Delaney. Absolutely great. He got great height in that shot. It stopped very well. Damien Fleming shot on it. Damien's ball stopped dead. Just didn't stop dead. That's Kieran Earls' birdie attempt shot from just off the green, and the roll is downhill after the green, so good chip and a great birdie from Kieran Earls on the 17th. Absolutely great. Well done, straight in the centre. So here comes Damien Fleming in his birdie attempt on the 17th, and he gets it. Yeah. So it's 2 birdies so far. See, to make it 3 in a row. Bryan Delaney's. And that's 3 birdies on the 17th for Bryan, Kieran.
The 18th is situated right in front of the clubhouse, and in many ways, it's a hole similar to the 16th. Long or off to the side, and the player will be left with a tough second shot. Short, and the player will find the steep bunker.
So here we're back on the 18th with Kieran Earls after that fabulous chip in on the 17th and the 16th. His tee shot on the 18th coming up. There it goes. And he's stopped just on the back of the green. Good shot from Kieran. Now we have Damien Fleming. His tee shot on the 18th. And it's just bounced and off the back of the green. So Bryan Delaney. Bryan just getting ready, having the crack with the two guys. So here we go, here's Bryan's shot. And he got some fair height into that shot. Got some fair height. It's just after rolling slightly off the back of the green. So Kieran Earls is the only one on the green. And as the boys come down to the 18th, it's been a phenomenal round. So this is the story. On the 18th, Damien Fleming, 17 under. Damien is playing the first shot, and it's just bounced off the side of the hole for a birdie. And he'll get his par, just ran around the rim of the hole and out. My God, that was very tough luck on Damien. Great attempt. And he taps in for his par. Here's Bryan Delaney for his birdie chance on the 18th. Chips up, out the roll around and stops about 2 feet from the hole. So Bryan goes up to tap in for his par on this. But he's going to wait and let Kieran Earls play in first. So Kieran is for his birdie chance. Oh, it just rolled off at the last second, just rolled off. So here's Kieran for his par to finish 9 under on the 2 rounds. Now comes Bryan tapping in for his to finish 7 under. So that was a great round for the 3 guys. Excellent round with Kieran Earls stealing the limelight with some spectacular shots. 1 and 4 chip-ins. So, thank you. And we'll be back for the final round. We're signing off just for about an hour. We'll be back for the final round, so don't anybody leave the course. Thank you.